Hello students, welcome to the video class for the subject Power Electronics and PLC. This subject is for 5th semester Electrical and Electronics Diploma Engineering students. So today's topic is thyristor gate characteristics. So under this topic we will study what are the changes happened or what are the changes occurred in the gate parameters, and here the gate parameters are gate voltage, gate current. Okay, so we will study the gate characteristics, that is the graph between Vg and Ig, which we will describe through the trigger circuit. Okay, so the details of these thyristor gate characteristics will continue to the next part. So thyristor gate characteristics. This topic is thyristor gate characteristics. So what we study under this thyristor gate characteristics means mainly we studied here the gate parameters, gate circuit parameters. So what is this gate circuit? Gate circuit means to turn on the thyristor device we need to apply positive gate signal. So when we apply positive gate signal, that means when we connect a voltage source across gate and cathode, this forms one trigger circuit or gate circuit. Okay, so in this circuit when we connect the gate and cathode to the voltage supply, then here there is formation of gate voltage and gate current. So here the parameter is gate voltage and gate current. So in gate characteristics, in thyristor gate characteristics, we will analyze the gate voltage and gate current parameters. What are the changes occurred in the trigger circuit? What are the changes occurred to the gate voltage, to the gate current in the trigger circuit during the thyristor operation? Okay, so this is the forward gate characteristics of thyristor. Okay, it is the graph in between gate voltage Vg and gate current Ig. Okay, so here a positive gate to cathode voltage Vg and a positive gate to cathode current Ig represent the DC value. Okay, because see how the gate forms. This is the, if this is 4 layers, anode, cathode, and this is gate. Okay, so when we give positive signal with respect to cathode, when we give positive signal to the gate with respect to cathode, it behaves like a conventional diode. See, positive connected with P layer, negative connected with N layer. So this gate circuit through this P and N layer, this behaves like a normal diode circuit. Okay, that's why here positive gate to cathode voltage, that is Vg, and positive gate to cathode current, that is Ig, represent a DC value. Okay, and here we give only, here we are studied about only the positive gate voltage. That means here we continuously applying a positive supply, positive signal in between this P and N. That's why it act like a, here the positive gate to cathode voltage Vg and positive gate to cathode current Ig represent a DC value. Okay, so as the gate to cathode circuit of the thyristor is a PN junction, gate characteristics of the device are similar to that of the diode. See, I told you, when we give positive supply to this gate with respect to cathode, that means we connect the positive terminal of the supply to the gate, negative terminal of the supply to the cathode, and here the two layers P and N, one junction. So this act like a diode. So here the characteristics is also similar to the diode. Okay, see the graph Vg versus Ig. Here one curve is represented by 1, then another curve represented by 2, another curve, this curve is PGAB curve. I told you, I am telling you what are these. Okay, so for a particular SCR, particular type of SCR, VGIG characteristics has a spread between two curves. Okay, I draw here one curve, another curve. Okay, and this is the PGAB. PGAB means this is the average power curve. Okay, so for a particular type of SCR, VGIG characteristics has a spread between two curve 1 and 2. Okay, that means VGIG characteristics has a spread means it has some spreading area, scattering area in between two curves. Here the two curves are one curve and two curve. Okay, so here VGIG characteristics has a spread between two curves, that means spread between 1 and 2. This is the spreading area. Okay, this spread or scatter of gate characteristics is due to the difference in the low doping level of P and N layers. Okay, so the gate trigger circuitry must be suitably designed to take care of this unavoidable scatter of characteristics. See here curve 1 represent the lowest voltage value. Here what happens, see, this is also VI characteristics, this is also VI characteristics. In this part, voltage level is minimum and current level is maximum, and for this graph, voltage level is maximum but current level is minimum. Okay, so curve 1 represent lowest voltage value that must be applied to turn on the SCR, and curve 2 gives the highest possible voltage value that can be safely applied to the gate circuit. See, this is a trigger circuit, or we can say this is a gate circuit. Here anode, cathode, gate. In between gate and cathode, we connect one supply voltage supply. We connect one source of voltage source, that is ES, and this RS represent internal resistance of this gate circuit. Okay, so positive connected to the gate, negative connected to the cathode. Here VG the gate voltage, IG gate current. This forms trigger circuit. Trigger circuit. Okay. So in this case, in curve 1 case, here the voltage value is lowest, which must apply to turn on the SCR. That means this graph we get this gate characteristics when in the case when there is a lowest amount of voltage value which applied to the SCR to turn on the device. Okay, so when we apply minimum or lowest level of voltage to the SCR to turn on the SCR, this graph curve 1 graph will come. So when we apply highest possible voltage across the gate circuit to turn on the SCR, so this curve represent that VI curve, means the gate characteristic VGIG curve. This represent for minimum or lowest voltage value across gate, and this represent for the highest possible voltage, highest possible gate voltage. This graph is for highest possible gate voltage. Okay, which is operated under which is operated safely. Okay, which operate the device safely. So see, each thyristor has some maximum limit. Okay, so see here in these characteristics, here it has maximum gate current limit, that is represented by IgM. Okay, so you can write IgM is equal to what? Maximum permissible gate current, IGM. Okay, and for this curve, VGM represents the maximum limit of gate voltage. So here we can write VGM is equal to what? Maximum permissible gate voltage. Maximum permissible gate voltage. Okay, so each thyristor has maximum limits as VGM for gate voltage and IGM for gate current. Okay, so here this graph represent one average gate power dissipation. Okay, so when there is maximum voltage level, maximum gate current level, then there is also one rated or average gate power dissipation. This is the PGAB, that this is the average gate power dissipation. So this curve represents the average power dissipation curve. Okay, for both of these SCR's characteristics, for these gate characteristics and these characteristics. So it represent average power dissipation curve. Okay, so these limits should not exceed in order to avoid permanent damage of junction J3. This is J1, J2, J3. Okay, see, we give a positive gate signal in between gate and cathode. That means our in this gate characteristics, our circuit is this one. This circuit represent in between gate and cathode. So our whatever supply we give to this gate circuit, this supply should have some limit. This limit should not exceed this maximum level, this maximum voltage level, maximum current level. For what reason? For or to avoid permanent damage of junction J3. Because here in between P and N there is only one junction, that is J3 junction comes under in between this P and N layer. So to avoid the permanent damage of junction J3, whatever supply we give in for gate circuit, so after giving the supply to this gate circuit, whatever limit, whatever maximum limit for gate voltage and gate current are there, whatever maximum limit value comes, that value should not exceed this VGM and IGM level. Okay, or value. Okay, so similarly there are also minimum limits for VG and IG. Okay, so for reliable turn on, that means to turn on the device in a reliable way, there is also some minimum limit for VG and IG. Okay, so those minimum value for VG and IG are represented by OX and OY. Okay, so OY represent minimum value for VG, OX represent the minimum value for IG. Okay, so you can write here OY comma OX is equal to minimum VG and IG respectively. Okay, so OY represent minimum value for gate voltage, OX represent minimum value for gate current. Okay, so so now you just got the information about the gate circuit, how this PN junction will form one trigger circuit in between gate and cathode. So what are the maximum limit for gate voltage and gate current, what are the minimum value for gate voltage and gate current. Okay, so here VGM represent maximum limit for gate voltage, IGM represent maximum limit for gate current. PGAB represent the average gate power dissipation value. Okay, so if the thyristor exceed all these values, okay, if the thyristor exceed IgM, VGM and P and the average power dissipation value, then the thyristor may destroyed. Okay, so here see this characteristics graph. This shows the preferred gate drive area for an SCR. Okay, so what is the preferred gate drive area? The preferred gate drive area is in between gate drive area from minimum level to maximum level. That means the preferred gate drive area lies from minimum to maximum. So we named like A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. Okay, so see, I draw this line for X, and for Y the intersection point is H. So it forms one gate drive area that is from A, B. That is from A, not A. That is from B, C, D, E, F, G, H, B. So the preferred gate drive area is equal to B, C, D, E, F, G, H, B. This is the preferred gate drive area. Okay, as shown in this characteristics graph. Okay, clear up to this level? So here the next part is another one thing is the non-triggering gate voltage. What is this non-triggering gate voltage? Okay, the non-triggering gate voltage is what is this non-triggering gate voltage, which is normally prescribed by the manufacturers of each SCR unit. Okay, so this non-triggering gate voltage in this characteristics graph, this non-triggering gate voltage is indicated by OA. Okay, that means OA is equal to non-triggering gate voltage. So what do you mean by this non-triggering gate voltage? So non-triggering gate voltage means it is the minimum level of voltage. Below this level, the gate circuit is not triggered. Okay, the gate circuit is not triggered below this non-triggering gate voltage level. So this is also prescribed by the manufacturers. Okay, so if the firing circuit, this is the firing circuit. Okay, if the firing circuit generates positive gate signal prior to the desired instant of triggering of SCR, it should be ensured that this unwanted signal is less than the non-triggering gate voltage OA, and at the same time all the noise signals should be also less than the non-triggering gate voltage OA. See, non-triggering gate voltage means it is a level of voltage below which the gate is below which the thyristor is in off state. Okay, so whatever unwanted gate signal, whatever positive gate signal generated by the firing circuit before its desired instant of triggering, and whatever noise signal are there in case of gate circuit or trigger circuit, whatever noise signal or spurious signals generated in the firing circuit, these all should be lowered. These all have value. These all have the value which must less than this non-triggering gate voltage. Okay, so Now you clearly understood about this non-triggering gate voltage. Non-triggering gate voltage means it is a level of voltage below which the thyristor cannot triggered or cannot turn on, even if there is some positive gate signal generated by the firing circuit, or there is some noise signal through which the firing circuit generate gate signal. Okay, so clear about up to this one. So the next part is we will describe about this trigger circuit. Okay, this is also one trigger circuit, this is also one trigger circuit. Okay, so what is the difference in between two, we will discuss. Okay, so this is here in this circuit diagram we design the firing circuit. Okay, so here also we design the firing circuit. What happens, see, here there is a gate cathode. Across gate cathode we give a supply voltage, connect the supply voltage ES, internal resistance RS. Okay, so in this trigger circuit, ES is the source of voltage connected across gate and cathode. So for this circuit, I can write ES is equal to, if we apply KVL equation in this circuit, then ES is equal to what? VG plus IG into RS, because here VG generated across gate and cathode and IG current flow through this closed path. So here ES is equal to VG plus IG into RS if we apply KVL equation here. Okay, clearly understood from where this equation comes. So here ES, this ES represent gate source voltage. ES is the gate source voltage, this is the source voltage. Then VG is equal to gate cathode voltage. VG is equal to, I erase this part, what ES is equal to source means source for gate source voltage. VG is equal to gate cathode voltage. Then RS is equal to gate source resistance. Then IG equal to gate current. Clearly understood all the parameters. Okay, so the internal resistance RS of trigger source should be such that the current across this resistance is ES by RS. Okay, the current through this internal resistance value is ES by RS. The internal resistance RS of trigger source should be such that the current ES by RS is not harmful to the source and as well as to the gate circuit when the SCR is turned on. So when we connect this gate source voltage to this gate and cathode, then there is flowing of the gate current. So whatever the internal resistance value is, that the whatever the internal resistance RS value is, that the current through this resistance ES by RS, that current amount, because here the source is ES, here resistance RS, that means current through this resistance is ES by RS. So this current is not harmful to the source and as well as to the gate circuit when the SCR is turned on. So in case RS value is low, an external resistance in series with RS must be connected. Okay, if this resistance value is low, then we can connect another external resistance in series with RS. Okay, so for now come to this circuit. In this circuit what you see, another resistance R1 is connected across gate and cathode. So the resistance R1 is connected across gate cathode terminal. Okay, so what happens here? I will erase this part. What happens here? See, so to provide an easy path to the flow of leakage current between SCR terminals, okay, another resistance R1 is connected across gate and cathode terminal. So, okay, so when we give when we give supply across anode to cathode, and then when we give supply across gate and cathode, so initially from the starting there is a leakage current in from anode to cathode terminal. Okay, so to provide an easy path to the flow of this leakage current between the SCR terminals, R1 is connected across gate and cathode. Okay, so see, if IGMN and VGMN are the minimum gate current and gate voltage to turn on the SCR, then the equation will be like this: ES is equal to IGMN plus VGMN by R1 whole into RS plus VGMN. Okay, so what is this? What is this equation? So if IGMN and VGMN are the minimum gate current and voltage, IGMN, VGMN, MN, this represents minimum value of IG and VG, gate current and gate voltage. Then to turn on the SCR, what happens? To turn on the SCR, there is a current through R1. That current through, if we connect ES source across this gate and cathode, there is internal resistance R1. Then we connect to another resistance there is internal resistance RS, and we connect another resistance R1 to give the easy path to flow of leakage current between anode and cathode. And IGMN and VGMN are the minimum level of minimum value of gate current and gate voltage required to turn on the SCR. Then current through this R1 is what? Current through this R1 is obviously, if minimum voltage across this is VGMN, and this is the IGMN. Okay, and now here also one current, that is VGMN by R1. So what is this ES equation represents? This is a closed path. This is a closed path or not? So here ES is equal to VGMN plus so ES is equal to in case of VG we can write VGMN, and in case of IG we can write IGMN plus VGMN by R1 whole into RS. See, what is the amount of current flowing through RS is the summation of this current and this current, because this current divided into two part, current division rule. That's why current through this RS is the summation of current through this and current through this. Current through this is the IGMN, minimum value of gate current IGMN, plus current through this R1 resistance VGMN by R1. So the equation is like this. Okay, in this circuit ES get the trigger circuit source voltage represent like this. In this circuit the trigger circuit voltage trigger circuit source voltage represent like this. Okay, So for low power circuit, the operating point is obtained by utilizing the source Vi characteristics and the device Vi characteristics. Okay. So for selecting the operating point of these two circuits, you take let's take this circuit. Okay, so for selecting the operating point, what do we do? For selecting the operating point, a load line of the gate source voltage Es is drawn. Okay, so here first I draw load line. So what is the load line here? How the load line we draw here? The load line can be drawn like this. Okay, so represent this point as A, this point as D, this point as O. So by so here we draw one load line to find out the operating point for this circuit. Okay, so here a load line of gate source voltage Es is equal to OA is drawn as AD. Okay, so a load line is drawn here that is named as AD, where ES is equal to, here ES is equal to OA. This is ES. Okay, so ES is equal to OA and load line is the AD. Here OD, which is OD is equal to trigger short circuit current. That means in this circuit, what is this current equation? This current Ig is equal to what? Es by Rs. So I can write Es by Rs is equal to OD. Okay, so let us consider a thyristor whose Vg-Ig characteristics is given by curve 3. Okay, so I will draw here another curve that is represented by curve 3. This is the PGAV curve, already you know. So curve 3 is like this. Okay, this is the curve 3. So let's consider that a thyristor whose Vg-Ig characteristics is given by curve 3. The intersection of the load line AD and the Vg-Ig curve 3 gives the operating point S. This is the operating point S. Okay, gives the operating point S. So for this SCR, gate voltage is equal to gate voltage. See, voltage axis this one. So for this curve, so for this SCR, this is the S point. So this is the P point. Okay, so here for this curve, the gate voltage for this curve 3, for curve 3, gate voltage is equal to PS and gate current is equal to OP. This is the gate current. Okay, so in order to minimize turn on time, okay, so in order to minimize turn on time and to reduce the unreliable turn on, okay, the load line and hence the operating point S. This is the load line AD and the operating point S, which may change from S1 to S2. This point is S1 and this point is S2. Okay, that means That means the operating point can lie in between S1 and S2. This operating point is for particularly curve 3. Okay, but in overall the operating point may vary from S1 to S2. For which reason? To minimize turn on time and to reduce the unreliable turn on of SCR. Okay, so and this what and may change from S1 to S2. Okay, and this curve, okay, this curve, obviously this curve is nearer to average power dissipation curve. Okay, and at the same time the operating point S must lie within the limit curve 1 and curve 2. So the gradient of the load line, this is the load line AD. Okay, load line, I already told you what is this load line. Load line is the locus of all operating points. So the gradient of load line AD is equal to OA divided by OD. Okay, this gradient of load line will give the required gate source resistance RS, because this OA represents voltage and OD represents current. So voltage by current gives you resistance. Okay, so the minimum value of gate source series resistance is obtained by drawing a line AC tangent to curve PGAB. Okay, this is the line tangent to curve PGAB. It is like this. Okay, this is the tangent line. This is the line tangent to curve PGAB. It is drawn to get the minimum value of gate source series resistance. Clear? So this is all about the thyristor gate characteristics. So in this thyristor gate characteristics, the parameters which are gate voltage, gate current, the operating points, the load line, the operating point which is the operating point or safe operating area which minimize the turn on time, which minimize the unreliable turn on of SCR. So these are all you have studied in this thyristor gate characteristics. Now you clearly understood what are the changes occur in the parameters like VG gate voltage, IG gate current. Okay, so whatever the maximum gate voltage, gate current required, whatever the minimum gate voltage and gate current required to turn on the SCR, and whatever the amount of gate current and gate voltage which are comes under the non-triggering voltage, so that the device will not turn on when the gate signal is applied, even if the instant of triggering is not coming. Okay, so these are all the thyristor gate characteristics. Okay, thank you.